Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tony and this is TC's Outdoors. So today real quick, I want to talk about the 1K giveaway drawing before I get started. So I've decided to do the drawing on February 3rd, give everybody another few days to get over to that 1K giveaway video and comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll throw a link to the video down below in the description if you want to go check that out. And so Friday the 3rd, I'm going to do the drawing with, I'll just use a random comment picker. And I'll do the drawing in the morning and I'll post that video in the afternoon sometime. So if you win, you're not going to get, I'm not going to reply in the comments or anything. I'm going to leave my email, this email down below that you're going to see. That's the email address. So if you win, if I call your name out, email me your information to, it's cincinello111@gmail.com, and I'll reply to that email. I'm not going to do anything in the comments that way. So if you get a comment or a reply to your comment, it's a scam. So don't pursue those either way. So just real quick, that's kind of how that's going to work out. And today I want to change the oil in the splitter. It's not very nice outside. So it's the day after my last video, and we got some snow, but we got a lot. It's wet underneath, muddy, nasty, and I just figured I'd get the oil changed in the splitter for the year. So I haven't done it since last spring. The book says every 100 hours or annually. So I don't have an hour meter yet. I actually do have an hour meter, and we're going to install that too once I get the oil changed. And we'll do that together real quick. It was like 10 bucks, super cheap. So I figured I'd add an hour meter. It'd be easy to keep track of, that way I'll know. Depending on how the firewood business takes off, I might be splitting a whole lot more firewood than I do normally right now. So I figured keep an eye on the oil hours, that way I can get the engine to last as long as it should. So we'll throw the hour meter on. I've got a couple more channel stickers to throw on before I push this thing back outdoors. So I'm gonna get the door opened up, move this thing over to the overhead door so that I can get the exhaust out. And I'll run it for a couple minutes, get the oil warmed up, and we'll come back. So here we go. All right, guys, so engine's warm. I ran it for, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes, maybe. Just so the case is warm, you can feel it. It's not like scalding hot. You don't want it burning your hands off, but just need a 13mm socket. Drain plugs on the side of the case here. Just break that loose. Got my drain pan underneath there so I don't make a huge mess, hopefully. And that's it. And then there is a little squish washer on there that you got to make sure you get. Doesn't drop in your drain pan. That's your gasket. Just set that up there. I'm also going to take the dipstick out. That way, help vent it a little bit. So, oh, you can't see me. So, I pull the dipstick out just to help vent the engine. Be careful over here because the muffler is scorching hot right here. So you're definitely not going to want to touch that. The oil's pretty carboned up. I'd say it was definitely due for a change, so glad we're doing it. But while that's draining, I think I'm going to clean up the areas that I'm going to throw the stickers on, and we'll get the stickers on. So let me stand by here for a second. Get a rag. All right, so we're going to put one here. So this is another benefit of having slab on grade with a heated floor. I can kneel down on the concrete and it doesn't suck. So it's nice and warm. I think the floor is 70 degrees right now because having the heat going when opening the door. So I've got 3 stickers to put on. The first one I'm going to do, I've had these for a little bit. So this is Larry Cluck sent this out to me. Appreciate it, Larry. He sent me 2. I'm going to put the other ones on the Ranger, but the Ranger's outside, so we're not doing that today. But I think this one I'm going to put right over here in the corner. It's a big sticker, so oh, Larry right there in the corner. It's a good looking sticker. The next one is Jeremiah at the Outdoors at the 608. In the 608, mispronunciation, Outdoors in the 608. Sorry about that, Jeremiah. So awesome sticker. It's pretty cool, got the barbed wire on the edge. We're gonna throw this one, I think, up top next to Woodruff Woods, which you guys aren't gonna be able to see, but I'll move you over there in a minute. It's a good quality sticker too. So there we go. We got Outdoors in the 608. Pretty cool. And last but not least, Brad, Firewood at the Furnace, sent me off. He sent me 2 logos and I had to decide which one to put on the splitter. I think I'm gonna put the new logo on the back of the Ranger. I'll put this one on the cylinder underneath next to B&F Firewood. All right, there we go. Okay, so a couple more stickers for the collection. If you guys out there have channels and want to do a sticker swap, shoot me an email. Email's in the contact info. I'd be glad to do a sticker swap with any of the channels out there. Kind of get your name out there, get my name out there. I'll just give you a tour of some of the awesome channels that I've got on here so far. So we got Outside with Dell, we got Back 40, Todd's Outside Again, another Back 40, K&L, Mike over at K&L, Larry Clark, me, Mickelson Family Homestead, Dean over at Outside Michigan, B&F Firewood, Brittany and Francis, Firewood at the Furnace. Up top here we got Outdoors in the 608, Woodruff Woods, and my man Richie's Outdoors. So, oh, and over here we got Ontario Firewood Resource. If you guys are interested, sorry to make you sick and spin you all over the place, shoot me an email and we'll do a sticker swap. We'll get this thing fully covered. It'd be pretty cool. All right, guys, so we'll put the hour meter on while we're waiting for it to finish draining. This is the hour meter I purchased. I got it off of Amazon. It's like 10 bucks, something like that. I'll throw a link down below if you're interested. I've never done this before, but it doesn't seem like rocket science. But I thought it'd be really handy to know. I kind of got this idea from Chris in the Woodyard, actually, well, Tony's Cool Tools. They put an hour meter on his new splitter, and I'm like, man, that would be pretty handy to have. So I ordered it quite a while ago, and I'm finally getting around to doing it. So first thing you gotta do is pull the spark plug off without burning your hand on the muffler. So in the package, you get the hour meter, a couple of little screws, get those bad boys, little mounting screws, and a couple of little zip ties. So in the instructions it says that you need to kind of take the spark plug wire, and I would imagine you have to do it on the unprotected part, so you leave a tail out, and then it says to wrap it 5 times. So we'll do that. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. All right, so once you got it 5 wraps like that, got it nice and tight. And then it says to take one of these little zip ties and to go around those 2 pieces of wire to secure it. So we will do that. It comes with 2, so we're going to use them both. All right, so unfortunately the GoPro locked up somewhere at the tail end of the hour meter install. So you guys didn't see me fill it up with oil, but I did, I promise. I wouldn't skip that. So also I need to run it, and I'll show you guys the hour meter running. But first I'll show you the oil that I put in. So I just run 10W30. This is just Tractor Supply brand oil. We don't get super cold around here, and when it's below 0, I'm not out there usually splitting wood anyhow. So But I do split during the summer when it's, you know, almost 80, 90 degrees. So not 90, that's a little much, but in the 80s, I definitely split firewood. So that way, you know, I got a broader temperature range, and you just fill it up. So if you're not familiar with these little engines, you know, you can, I think it holds just under a quart, but when you take the dipstick out, it's at a tapered, it's like an angle like this. If the oil level is right at the bottom of the threads, that's about where you want to be. So you put the dipstick in and it was full, so we're good to go. So we got fresh oil in there. The hour meter is installed and it does work, but I'll show you guys that. I'll verify that real quick with you. So I'm going to try to start the splitter while holding the camera. So we're going to see how this goes. So let me see, turn it around. So that's the gas on. We're going to turn the choke on just so it starts easy. A little gas, one pull, good to go. So and I'll bring you guys down here. See the hour blinking. That means we're getting signal. That's the impulse signal to the hour meter. So that means we're counting. That's good news. So pretty happy with that. All in all, you know, it's not like it's pretty straightforward servicing. It's nothing tough about it. But if you've never done it, hopefully this helps you. And let's see, let's talk about some of the cons, some of the things I don't like. There's really only 3 things. So this cage right here, if you see that, this is to protect the engine, but it is a pain in the butt to put gas in because you see the height. There's a pretty good height there. So between the cap and when you're trying to fill it with a full 5-gallon can, I usually get it all over the place, and gas is like $4.50 something, I think, for the ethanol free in my area. And that's all I run in the small engines, just because I'd rather spend a little extra money at the pump and not have trouble with it not starting on me. So that's what I run. But either way, even if it's $3 a gallon, I still don't like pouring it on the ground. So usually if it's a full tank, I will stand the splitter up and just go vertical and get that cage out of the way when I fill it. I've been thinking about getting one of those transfer pumps, and maybe sometime in the future I will, but I haven't done that just yet. So that's definitely probably just more of a pet peeve than anything. It's not like a deal breaker for sure. And I think this is probably a problem with all I-beam style splitters. It's this pocket right here, and the crud gets built up in there. The wedge pushes it forward, and it just eventually packs all the bark in there so tight. I'll get a screwdriver or something to get it pulled out of there because it gets in there so bad. I try to keep it freed up, but it doesn't work. Those holes don't really, I mean, they're cut in there, but it doesn't drop through like I think they probably designed them to do. But you know, if you stay on top of it, it doesn't get packed in there real bad. But if you see me in the video sometimes playing with that, that's what I'm doing, is digging the stuff out of there. I would imagine over time, if you didn't take care of it, it would have enough power with the hydraulic to split that metal probably, or bend something. So I don't want to do that. So, and lastly, I guess, and this is just kind of one of those informational things. Those hoses right there, the hydraulic hoses are really long so that you can stand the splitter up and go vertical. But in doing so, they drag on the ground when you're towing it. So if you're towing it with something low like an ATV or the Ranger like I do, those hoses will get scraping on the ground, and over time it wears through. Woodruff Woods has got a video out there. He replaced the long one on his because he had worn his right through. Same deal, pulling it around with a 4-wheeler, and you don't realize they're dragging until it's too late. Normally what I'll do is when you fold up the kickstand there, once I have it locked in place, I'll put the hoses up on top of it, and it keeps them up high enough that they won't drag on the ground. But I didn't really think about that. Woodruff tagged me in his video that he replaced his, and I had never really noticed that they drag like they do. So now I make a mental note every time that I'm moving it around to make sure those are up and out of the way. But either way, that's pretty much it. You know, that's the Countyline splitter oil change and all of its new decorations. There's some great channels on there, guys. If you haven't checked them all out, you should go do it. They would all appreciate your support, and I'd appreciate you scooting over there and giving them the support from my channel. So either way, if you're into this kind of stuff, please hit the like and subscribe, share it with your friends. And until next time, guys, take it easy. We'll see you.